Hello and welcome, Uncle Headbreaker here. For the moment, I will short give you a view over my raid build for tanking as Nightblade. So far, it's a basic build I use for Sanctum of Phidia. I use it as well in other raids, but there quite some things could be different. Like in other raids, you can weapon swap, except at the last boss day you shouldn't. Um, but in Sanctum, you should never ever weapon swap if you can avoid it. So far, I will short show you which food I use, which potions I use, my skills, and my items. To begin with all, sadly, I have to use push to talk, so while I'm talking you can't see it, but in the middle of the screen there's the curvy hut. I use it for HP, stamina, and magicka to show off. Also you see like shields and stuff in the HP bar. You see like if you're in a werewolf form morph, you can see how much time you have left in the magicka bar and so on and so on. I use combat analytics for FPS and DPS and HPS. Not FPS, sorry. um, I use Combat Cloud for the text that is actually showing on the screen, and Randar for the buffs. If you wanna have all in all, you can use the new Foundry Tactical combat. I don't prefer it because it show often crappy numbers, but many people are quite happy with the new update, so feel free to try it. First, let's go in for the potions. I use usually the normal ones, like you see, not even the crafted ones, so the ones you get at gold and silver key runs and wherever. Basically, I most time need stamina or magicka potions if the heal is not slaggy. In Sanctum and hard modes in trials, I use 3 pots. As buff food, I preferably used 3 stat food, but in Sanctum I use it for HP and stamina. Um, I have to say sorry for the German UI. I actually say on what I point with the mouse, if you can see the mouse, also see what window opens where the mouse is. Um, yeah, you can see it at the icon and whatever. I have to change that in future that you see English UI. Actually I use the Bloodspawn helm just for stamina regen for the one item set bony. I use stamina enchantment on it. The enchantment and the helm itself is legendary. As shoulder I use his bark with a legendary stamina enchantment. For the pants I use a legendary magicka enchantment. It's also his bark. The boots are his bark with a magicka enchantment as well legendary. Um, boot and pant is divine and shoulder is sturdy. And as chest I use with legendary HP enchantment the footman set. For belt and clothes I use also footman. Clothes I said they have veteran 13, hard to find. Um, and so far it's a epic enchantment and not legendary. So in total I have 2 enchantments for HP, I have 3 enchantments for magicka, and I have 2 for stamina. As Chivalry I use 2 Footman rings with lower shield hits and lower blocking cost. Lower shield hit cost, sorry. As Necklace I use also same enchantment for lower blocking cost and lower cost for shield pass. There is the trait on the necklace with HP bony, and on the rings it's stamina bony as trait. Actually the necklace, shield, and sword is of the pact set. It's for the stamina regeneration and for the low ultimate cost. It's quite useful as Nightblade since you can kind of protect the whole group with your ultimate if you use Veil. Um, yeah, swords are not legendary since I just used the trait on it for armor and magic resistance or spell resist. Um, and damage is not that much needed as trial tank, so yeah. The shield is legendary with the legendary HP enchantment, and basically that should be already it. If you're in the guild, of course, use the tower. I know you hate me for it. So far you got a few over my gear, potions and food. I short show you my stats and spells out. As Munderstone, I use the Lord for more HP. You can get it in Deshan. It's in middle of Deshan in north, kind of. I got 10 points in Magicka, 10 points in Stamina, and 42 points in HP. Maximum Magicka is 11k, maximum HP is 27k, and maximum Stamina is 14k. Regeneration of Magicka is 550, regeneration of HP is approximated 600, and Stamina regeneration is 1.2k. The damage and critical is not that important. For my resistance, spell resist is 23.7k and armor is 24.8k. That numbers increase with spells you use. You can swap around with champion points. You can take the lady as Monsterstone. If I go full on armor, I kind of reach with that gear 28k armor, but that would not be really needed, so I go more for spell resist kind of in champion system and more HP, since HP is it doesn't matter that you get magic damage, whatever damage or physical damage, it will still be a bony. To show you my skills, and don't forget it's just for raids, basically just the first bar is important. So far it is Ransack on spot 1, Inner Rage on spot 2. I got Inner Rage because it costs Magicka, so if I don't have Stamina or don't have Magicka, I just swap my taunt. In trials I usually taunt 2 times Ransack, like 1 time Ransack, then 12 seconds no taunting, then again Ransack, 12 seconds no taunting, and then the same with Inner Rage. So you always got 12 seconds, you can play around with that number, and you always do just 2 times, so you do not over taunt. You always, even if you forgot, did I taunt already with Inner Rage 3 times or not? You can anyway still use it 1 time or instant swap. You're more flexible. I use Heroic Slash on spot 3. It's 15% damage mitigation. It's like a small Nova, kind of. If you keep it up all the time, the whole group get bony off it and not just you. So it's one of the most important spells for a tank so far. It's like a taunt. You should basically use it after you taunted, so it's always up. For the taunting, if you can't keep times, because add-ons, they like show you that you taunted when you press the button, not if you really did. That's why I manually taunt and manually reset my timer. Manually taunt, of course. um, I use Mirage on spot 4. As DK, you can use the um, not sure what spell it is. It's one of the first spells to give you more armor. I think hardened armor or something. Um, Basically that's your resistance spot, kind of. I would not use the heavy armor spell, since if you have a kind of a class spell, you will also get the passives of your class skill tree, so you even have more bony. For Templars, I'm not sure what to use there, but actually you could use the shield. It's the last spell of the what's the skill tree called? I don't know. It's the first skill tree. It's Edric Spear or something. Um, yeah, it gives you shield. Not sure how much it's useful, but yeah. Anyway, on both bars you have to have structured entropy. Since it gives you more HP, so it's kinda same effect than of the Lord as Wonderstone. You can even use it as small self heal. His ultimate, I use Veil of Blade. Dragon Knight could use Magma Shell. Templar, I don't know, could use Nova. Could use Warhorn, Barrier, something like that. So that is basically the main bar. You don't swap around in trials, so yeah. I still will go in for the second bar, because sometimes you got time or you off tank or something. On the second bar, I will go backward that you see it. I use Warhorn as ultimate, since yeah, Warhorn is always useful. So if you see Warhorn is not up, you just use yours in the middle of the group or somewhere where you actually can use it to not spread a chain lightning or something. Um, I use Siphoning Attack. Basically for dungeons, I have it on both bars even, and um, yeah, you never run out of resources. I got Entropy on both bars. I got a AoE with that. I even can heal, kind of, but yeah, not necessary. It's just to have a AoE. And I have funnel health. Basically, I short swap around that you see it. Impale will not be on it, but for Sanctum and Manticora, if I off tank, I have it still to execute still in the last phase. It's not that much DPS, but it's still 3.6 plus your spell damage, so quite a number still, better than nothing. I short swap around skills for my dungeon bar. As you see in my dungeon bar, I got on bar 1 Ransack, Funnel Health, Mirage, Structured Entropy, Siphoning Attacks, and Soul Strike. Sorry, Soul Chain, or how it's called. That's the fucked up German UI again. It's the one of the Nightblade of the third skill tree to stun enemies for 6 seconds. That's the reason why I use it. And also, if you stand in the middle of many enemies, you can heal yourself pretty much up. On bar 2, I use Inner Rage, Heroic Slash, Essence Sap for AoE, Structured Entropy, and Siphoning Attacks again, and Veil of Blade. If I didn't mention it so far, I use the other morph of Veil usually. Because it's 70% damage mitigation for the group, and as tank your job is to protect the group, not to do damage. So far you can play around to do damage as well, but number one priority in a trial is to protect the group. Feel free to give me some information what you think about my build, what I could change, since I know it's not perfect, but it's already quite fine to play with it. There is always space to get better. So yeah, if you got better add-ons I could use, or what I should update, or information what you would actually do, or if you like your build and you think people should know it as well, feel free to post it on the guild website. Actually, that video is made for Tribe System, the raid guild, so if I didn't call stuff, maybe the people there should know it anyway, so that's the reason. I short give you a view over my champion system, but I will not call the single spot. Starting in tower, you still can see the numbers and where I put it in. So, the German UI fucks not that much around here. And there we go. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you in game.